Hello, Miss Doubtfire.
Hello, and welcome to Tinseltown Tales. I am Destiny.
And I'm Keith.
I don't know why I feel like starting that way.
Julia Child's Miss Doubtfire.
Hello!
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, because we're going to talk about some dark shit, so I kind of want to make it like really lively.
Very dark shit. This episode is famous Hollywood curses.
Dun dun dun.
And no, not swear words.
No, just one thing, like literally, I think there's one on here. The Omen, it's just a list, not even a paragraph, just a list of shit that just keep happening. We all know Billy Bob Thornton, right?
Yeah.
I think it was you. You were the one that, completely destroyed what I had thought of Billy Bob Thornton because he behaved like such a dick during some band session.
Well, it wasn't a band session.
Or an interview with his band.
Yeah, there was a I forget
the name of the
name of the name of the show, but he went on there with the rest of this band that he's been touring with, and I think this was like a year or two ago, something like that. They were sitting there, and he was being very sort of standoffish during the interview, and the guy asked him, "Oh well, well, I see that you're most of our audience know you best for acting and directing, but when it comes to music, how long has music been a passion for you? Has it been your entire life?" And he goes, "Well, I don't understand the question." And the thing is, oh, you wouldn't ask Jimi Hendrix or I don't know.
He was being kind of a bastard because they brought up the whole acting and directing thing.
Yeah, and he's like, you wouldn't ask these guys, and he started naming off prolific musicians. You wouldn't ask them how long it's been an obsession or something.
Actually,
yeah,
you would.
You would.
You totally would.
You would be interested to know when Paul McCartney first got interested in music. You would.
He was just behaving.
He was just being a dick,
and then didn't bring his instrument.
He didn't bring his instrument, so they couldn't play. And I started feeling really bad for the rest of his band because these guys aren't rich and famous. These guys didn't win an Oscar for directing a movie. So, this is their shot. They're trying to make money as musicians, and this guy's just fucking up their
just
shit.
Eating up all their time. I mean,
and apparently,
and
then I heard that he had another tantrum and just canceled a show.
Oh.
Or a group of shows, right towards the end of a tour. And that's a lot of fucking lost income for those other guys.
They have to eat that too.
So fuck him. Fuck him.
Well,
I'm not happy being a well-received director and actor. I want to be a musician, but then I'm going to shit all over people if they even dare to mention that I had success elsewhere. You fucking putz.
Well, unfortunately, this is the Billy Bob Thornton co-star curse.
Yeah, how about his immediate family cursed and his fucking...
his daughter just went to jail
his daughter went to jail for murder?
Some shit.
Didn't someone die? It wasn't murder, was it?
No, somebody died, but I'm not sure if it was murder or not.
It was wrongful death at least.
Yeah.
Okay.
Since 1998, 6 of Billy Bob Thornton's co-stars have met an untimely death, and 4 others had brushes with disaster. The first victim was J.T. Walsh, who acted alongside Billy Bob in the 1996 films Slingshot and died in 1998 from a heart attack. Our favorite Three's Company roomie, John Ritter, joined Billy Bob for Bad Santa, and a few months later died on the operating table during a heart surgery on September the 11th, 2003.
Wasn't it I thought it was an aneurysm. Oh, no, he had
it was a heart thing.
A faulty heart valve or something like that, right? Yeah.
Bernie Mac, also a Bad Santa member, died in 2008 due to complications from pneumonia. Heath Ledger and Thornton met while co-starring in Monsters Ball in 2001.
Holy shit.
And in 2008, Ledger passed from an accidental overdose on prescription drugs.
I forgot he starred with all these guys.
Yeah, the 2 lucky ones are Morgan Freeman and Shia LaBeouf, who were both in serious car accidents in 2008 and brought the total to 4 hurt co-stars in 1 year.
Yeah, where's the fucking... where's the justice? Heath Ledger dies, and Shia LaBeouf loses a fucking finger? What the fuck?
I know.
God damn it.
I know.
Heath Ledger, he is, in my opinion, 100 times the actor that Shia LaBeouf is.
Well, it was one of those things where like his talent is dearly missed in the industry. Like,
Yeah, and
like,
he was really
he was one of those.
he was really
guys.
just being to display his talent.
Yeah, because when you're younger and you're trying to break it.
He was in 2 really great movies and right before his death.
Yeah, and that was it's like, oh, dude, really? God damn it. You like Playboy, don't you?
I love Playboy. Although I'm a little pissed off that they still don't show Pink.
Do you like the centerfolds?
Oh yeah, they're hot.
All right.
They're heavily airbrushed. I don't know.
Well,
I mean, I like it, but I don't like. I don't know. I like it.
Okay.
I like naked women.
Well, there's a curse with the Playboy
I
centerfolds.
like naked women.
They
got tits.
Well, we need to stop. That is just awful.
Sorry.
Sorry,
We're not
guys.
trying to. We're not making fun of the mentally handicapped. We're making fun of our own mental
Of
handicaps,
our own like little brain
or my
farts.
mental
Yeah,
handicap.
our own little brain farts. The first ever cover girl, Marilyn Monroe, died of an acute barbiturate poisoning, champagne and sleeping pills, supposedly brought on by a suicide attempt at the age of 36.
Supposedly.
Jane Mansfield.
I still say the CIA was in on that shit.
Hey, a lot of people would agree with you.
Yeah.
Jane Mansfield, who was the 1955 centerfold, who was rumored to be close to the leader of the Church of Satan and cursed by them, died in a car accident and was nearly decapitated in 1967. In 1980, Dorothy Stratton was killed by her estranged husband in a murder-suicide after appearing as a Playboy centerfold in 1979. And Nicole Smith, she was the centerfold in 1992, and later died of a drug overdose at 39.
Yeah, but that took a while to get to her. If that's part of a, I don't know.
Well, I mean,
Well, yeah, I guess.
Well, essentially, all of these things are just coincidences.
Yeah.
So they just have
Yeah,
to fall in
that's the
that
thing
category.
is that when we say, I personally don't believe in curses.
They are coincidences.
Yeah,
That
you're
just happen to fall under.
You out there in TV land are free to believe in whatever you want to believe. I just think that. Oh, bless you, Destiny.
Thank
I
you.
just personally think that all these coincidences happen to be really freaky when they stack up together.
Yeah, like I'm getting to the Omen. You just wait.
Okay.
Oh wait. Oh no, this one. Oh, James Dean's death
Oh,
car.
were that was all of the centerfold?
Yeah,
deaths?
that was it. So sure.
There gotta be more than that.
No, that was it.
Really?
I triple checked.
Okay, well, no. The only reason what I mean is that they're probably lesser known centerfolds
Possibly.
that also ate it, but we don't really know that much about them because they didn't have big careers after.
Sure.
Like, I don't know.
Now here's just one big clusterfuck of whatnot.
Yeah.
The James Dean's death car.
Yeah.
I'm just bear with me. On September the 30th, 1955, James Dean and his mechanic Rolf Wutherich set off for a car race at Salinas, California. Dean was driving his Porsche, the 550 Spider, which they're thinking about bringing back, which I don't know.
Yeah, it's a neat little car.
It's a neat little car. It's tiny. It's just really tiny.
The problem with any kind of zippy little car like that is that a lot of people buy them, but they don't know how to drive them.
Yeah, it's
They buy them because they can afford to buy it, and you'll get them pussy.
yeah, but it can be really dangerous.
Yeah,
He was driving. On,
that's why I'd buy a tank. If I could afford to buy a supercar, instead I'd buy a street legal tank with a decommissioned, with of course decommissioned guns and shit like that. Because they won't sell something to you that can fire live artillery.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, and then just like take that shit down the street. There's no way I'm flipping it.
Well, no.
And if I get into it, I'm not so much wrapping it around a telephone pole as I am snapping that telephone pole like a toothpick.
Pretty much.
So I'll be fine.
He was driving on Route 46 in the U.S. near when another car driven from the opposite direction by a 23-year-old student crossed into Dean's lane without seeing him. The car is low and tiny. The other guy walked away from the accident with minor injuries. He died from cancer in 1995. But James Dean was pronounced dead on arrival to a local hospital. The mechanic Rolf Wutherich died in a road accident in 1981 in Germany after surviving several suicide attempts.
By the way, this is interesting. That is exactly how famous James Dean was. Mm-hmm. That we actually know what the guy who was involved in his car accident but survived died of later in life.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy.
People kept tabs on him.
You bet your ass they kept tabs on him. After the accident, the famous car enthusiast George Barris bought the wreck, which slipped off its trailer and broke a mechanic's leg. Barris sold some parts to two guys who raced each other. One was killed instantly and the other was injured. Barris later sold 2 tires, which blew up simultaneously, causing the buyer's automobile to go off the road. Later, one thief tried to steal the steering wheel and his arm was ripped off.
How?
It doesn't say.
What?
I couldn't find out why his arm got ripped off.
I guess the car is just fucking evil.
It was angry. After that, another...
My steering wheel.
No, rip. After...
Rip. Rip.
I'm sure it didn't sound like that.
Rip.
More like, ah!
Yeah. I was gonna say maybe maybe this car was just a piece of shit, and like everything was defective in it. But then a dude's arm gets ripped off while he's trying to steal the steering wheel.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Okay.
After that, another man was injured while trying to steal the blood-stained front seat.
Whoa! What?
What?
They never fucking replaced the upholstery from his death?
Well,
That's creepy.
it doesn't say how long this was after he died.
Or maybe that's the blood from the guy whose arm got ripped off.
Who knows whose blood was on there at this point in time?
It could have been one of a half dozen people at that
Pretty
point.
much. After lending the rest of the wrecked car to a highway safety exhibit, the garage storing the Spider went up in flames, destroying everything except the car itself.
What the fuck?
The second display at a high school, oh yeah, this is a good idea, ended when the car fell, breaking a student's hip. While being... What?
This is just fucking ridiculous.
I told you, it's just a clusterfuck of
Okay.
one thing after another. While being transported, the truck containing the vehicle lost control, causing the driver to fall out and be crushed by the Porsche after it fell off the back.
Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Let me read that one more time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to picture this.
While being transported, the truck containing the vehicle lost control, causing the driver to fall out and be crushed by the Porsche after it fell off the back.
Holy shit. He got thrown from the vehicle, and then the car said, "You're not escaping this one," hopped off the fucking thing and crushed him.
Well, maybe not hopped off, but okay.
This spider's crushing you. What?
Jesus. In 1960, when being returned to George Barris in L.A., the car mysteriously vanished and has not been seen since.
It's still out there
It
killing
grew,
people.
It grew legs.
It's still
The
out there.
motherfucker grew legs.
It's hunting people in the dead of night.
But now this, once again...
That's weird.
Yeah, like, once again, it's just a very strange series of coincidence. I mean, like, this is a...
Okay,
this is a curse.
Okay, I take it back. That fucking thing's cursed.
This is like... Anybody gives you a call, or I got the James Dean Spider, fuck you, bye.
Yeah, that thing doesn't have oil or gasoline in it. It runs on Cthulhu blood.
Yeah.
Fucking...
Fuck that jazz.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say about that.
Okay, maybe I don't want one of the new reproduction
I
spiders.
don't think you do.
I'll stick to the tanks.
Okay.
One of those fucking things. Yeah, you know what? But they'll find me dead inside the tank. Apparently, somehow, a fully formed, perfect condition spider managed to cram its way into the tank and crush me in that tiny little compartment.
It would figure it out.
Yeah.
It would figure it out. Now, more recently, you love The Dark Knight. I love The Dark Knight.
Oh yeah.
Everybody loved The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight.
Well, apparently, it's got some weird shit going on. It started with the death of a crew member. Okay? A truck carrying the technician and a camera platform crashed into a tree while following a stunt vehicle. So that was the one.
Well, okay. A car carrying. Oh, so they were filming. They're probably filming a high-speed chase or something like that.
Probably it crashed into a tree while following a stunt vehicle. Heath Ledger's death followed after filming had finished, but many blamed his insomnia and troubled mental state on delving too deep into his character. He mixed a lethal blend of sleeping aids and painkillers and died before the film had hit theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Christian Bale also faced some troubles just before the film's London premiere. He went crazy and had a violent outburst that resulted in assault charges filed by his mother and sister.
Yeah, I'm still not sure what that was all about.
Neither do I.
Because from everything I heard, though, they were trying to bleed him for cash, and he'd been taking care of them for a while, just giving them money and more money and more money, and then he just sort of like snapped. He's like, "Fuck off!" It's sort of like, "Get off my tit, will you?"
I mean, like I said, I don't know any.
And then they tried to like, I don't know. From what I heard, they were just. It seemed like the whole thing was blown out of proportion because they were allegedly. It seemed like they were trying to come up with grounds to sue him on because they couldn't get him to just hand over the cash anymore.
Or slander him, so that he would, hand over cash. Morgan Freeman nearly died in a car crash. His vehicle flipped twice, and he was said to be in serious condition, but survived.
Well, okay, is that part of this curse, or is that part of that other curse? Because you said that Morgan Freeman with Billy Bob.
Wait, it was around this. No, it's not the same thing, but it's around this time. I think
it was another.
From what I read, there were 2 car accidents.
Oh shit! Okay.
One not being so.
Maybe Morgan Freeman just can't drive well.
Possibly.
Like all the mental the part of the brain that allows you to drive well is all dedicated to doing awesome voiceover work. Yeah.
I think that's all it can handle at one given point in time. Fat guy curses. I got 2 of them.
Fat guy curses.
Yes.
Well, I know one fat guy curse.
I got 1 fat guy curse.
Okay,
There's 2 total.
Oh.
1.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's your fat guy curse?
The curse of the movie Atuk.
Atuk. I've never heard of this.
Neither did I until today. I have to say. In 1970, a script was written for a movie called Atuk about an overweight Eskimo trying to make it in the big city.
Cool. I like the premise of this movie already. It's like a Saturday Night Live sketch.
Yes.
Back when they were funny.
Yes. Well, yeah. John Belushi was the actor they wanted for this part. While the comedic actor was preparing for the role, he was found dead from a combination of cocaine and heroin. Yeah, what makes you think that combination is a good idea?
Yeah, you don't mix uppers and downers, guys.
Just... A few years later, the screenplay was handed off to a new actor, Sam Kinison. After a half of a day of work, Sam freaked out and couldn't do the rest of the film. Said he didn't like the way it was written and refused to do the rest of the filming. 2 years later, Sam was killed in a fiery car crash.
Yeah, oh. Okay, once you finish this, I gotta mention something about Sam Kinison's death.
Okay. They still wanted to make the movie, so they offered the script to John Candy in 1993. Mm-hmm. The actor was in the process of reading the script when he died of a heart attack. A few years later, they thought that Chris Farley would be good in the film. They offered him the role. Chris Farley had handed the script to Phil Hartman to play the co-star of his in the film. They have decided to shelf the script and have not offered it to anyone else. Because literally everyone that touched this fucking thing died.
Yeah. Now, well, okay. The thing with Sam Kinison, the thing that's even creepier about his death than being involved with a fat Eskimo in the big city type of story is what aired shortly after his death. Now, first you have to understand something about his death. And for anyone out there who's listening who's a little too young to know Sam Kinison, he was a
amazing comedian.
Yeah, incredibly loud, high-intensity comedian. Usually very coked up.
Usually.
During his performance.
The 80s was that time.
Yeah, that was the thing. Although, from everything I've heard, like, I've heard him on, I've heard old episodes of the Howard Stern Show when he was on, and recently I was listening to the audiobook version of Penn Jillette's book, You May Already Be an Atheist and Other Magical Tales. Mm-hmm. Or Science, whatever, Science That... God No, I think is the name of the book. Mm-hmm. Now, he said that Sam was one of these types of guys who he could be just like incredibly high, and then he turns it on, and he's just riffing, and he's genius. And he wasn't sure if he was the kind of guy that could do that when he was sober, sort of like a conditioned learning thing.
Sure. Yeah.
So once you get back into that state, it all comes back to you naturally. Well, towards the end of his life, he actually cleaned up. He got completely sober.
Yeah.
And that fiery car crash, what happened was he was driving around, and a drunk driver hit him.
It's what we call irony, folks.
Yeah. Now, keep in mind that all this, his style of comedy, very vulgar and raunchy.
Very brash.
Screaming all the time. And what's really funny is that for as dirty as his comedy was, he originally started his career as an evangelical preacher.
Which explains why he was so...
Yeah, the thing is, when he was a preacher, he carried the same energy on stage as he did when he was a comedian. Now, this all leads up to sort of a little creepy thing. Shortly before he died, he had filmed an episode of Married with Children that wouldn't air until later that year because it was the Christmas episode, so it aired shortly after his death. In that episode, he's playing an angel who's trying to earn
I remember this episode.
who's trying to earn his wings by showing Al that life is worth living.
This breaks my heart.
Yeah, so, he earns his wings, of course, in the very Married with Children way. You gotta see the episode to know what I mean by that.
Good.
But and they dedicated the episode to him, and I'm just like, wow. When I was a kid, I didn't know, or actually, when I saw this episode, I didn't know that he had died until the next year. Somebody just mentioned, "Oh yeah, he died last year." I'm like, he did. Oh.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. So that's your fat guy curse thing, and the funny thing is my fat guy curse
It
film...
contains all the same people, just about.
Almost all the same people, except for Sam Kinison.
Yeah.
It's a confederacy of dunces. I'm a little too far away from the from the screen. But okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because I know who these guys are anyways.
Yeah.
There's this book called A Confederacy of Dunces. I forget what the character's name is that they were trying to cast. Does it say over there?
I want to say it's Ignatius.
Ignatius.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's this character from the book named Ignatius, and he's apparently a portly fellow.
Large, corpulent.
Corpulent. Was he?
Rotund.
Corpulent, very corpulent.
Yes, rotund, big boned.
Okay.
All that.
Fat. I'm big boned. Oh,
That is such a flat word.
I like Dom. I don't know if Dom Iera's or whatever. Is that his name? Dom Irera?
I have no idea.
He's a comedian who, I don't know, he was in a couple things. I don't know if he's still working, but he had this thing where he's like, all these people who say they're big boned. Yeah, hey, you're big boned, huh? Well, that's one big bone you got hanging over your belt there. Wow, you got a couple really big bones in your ass. So, okay. Ignatius. Mm-hmm. Every guy that they've tried to cast as this, they cast John Belushi. They actually did cast him.
Yes.
He died shortly after being cast. Then John Candy.
Yes.
Then Chris Farley.
Yes.
Oh, and before Chris Farley, they actually tried to cast Divine.
After Chris Farley.
Or after Chris Farley?
Yeah.
And John Waters wanted to do it with Divine, who, drag queen.
Yes.
Yeah, I think this would have been... Had Divine ever acted in anything as a man?
By this point, no, as a man, I don't think so.
Yeah, because, Divine was in Hairspray. No, Pink Flamingo.
Pink Flamingo's a Female Trouble.
Female Trouble, yeah. But, so this would likely be the first time that he would have shown up as a man in a film. And he fucking dies.
Yeah.
At this point, it looks like the project is shelved indefinitely because
fuck it.
For a while they were thinking of redoing it again with Will Ferrell attached, not as Ignatius, but some other.
Oh, that's not it though.
What?
Okay, so it's based in New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
So after
the
after the death of nearly every overweight funny guy in Hollywood,
New Orleans gets butt fucked.
No, the head of the Film Commission of Louisiana was murdered.
Oh shit!
Then Katrina got wiped out. I'm sorry, Katrina wiped out New Orleans. Sorry.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah. and they're just trying to make a comedy.
That's all. I mean, Jesus.
No big thing.
We come to The Omen, 1976. Like I said, I just have a list. Just
The
a
Omen.
list.
Yeah. Okay.
Scriptwriter David Seltzer's plane was struck by lightning.
His plane was struck. Okay. I mean, that happens. That happens, and usually that doesn't really.
He's not the only one.
Well, no. What I'm saying is that planes don't a lot of planes have fail safes for that because you are up in the sky.
Of course, yeah.
You're more likely to get
It's still
hit.
freaky when you hear about it, though.
Get hit by lightning. Yeah.
Star Gregory Peck, in a separate incident, had his plane struck by lightning.
Shit.
Richard Donner's.
Well, Gregory Peck lived.
Well, still, it's freaky when people get struck by lightning.
Okay. Did the other guy live?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Richard Donner's hotel was bombed by the Provisional IRA.
Oh, fuck.
Gregory Peck canceled his reservation on a flight. The plane he had originally chartered crashed, killing all on board. It was a group of Japanese businessmen. A warden at the safari park used in the crazy baboon scene was attacked and killed by a lion the day after the crew left.
Whoa.
Rottweilers hired for the film.
But but the thing is, he worked in a high risk field.
Yeah, but you need to tell me. I mean, it doesn't say how long he worked there. You know what I mean? It'd be kind of fucked up if that was like your second day, but it'd be equally as fucked up if you had done that job for 10 years running with no problems whatsoever, and then
when you work in a dangerous field, an accident's going to happen.
Sure.
I mean, hopefully it doesn't, but yeah.
I mean, it happens. On the first day of shooting, the principal members of the crew got in a head-on car crash. And the curse continues to this day, where the remake may have doomed multiple careers. So
that's The Omen.
That is The Omen.
Huh.
Just a list of stuff. The Exorcist.
Yeah, The Exorcist is okay.
Get ready to get your Kleenex out. Because this is just sad.
Why is it going to be hot?
This is just shut up. You are awful. God. The original exorcism story was actually inspired by a real 1940s exorcism. After shooting began on the film, weird occurrences began to happen. The original set burned down. A carpenter working on the set cut off his thumb. An assistant's cameraman's baby died.
Jesus.
A night watchman passed away. And actors whose character was killed in the movie died in real life. And Linda Blair's lower back was fractured after a riding accident, among others. In total, 9 people connected with the movie died. The church condemned it evil, and the crew tried exorcising the set with holy water, but unfortunately it did not work. The movie spawned 2 sequels. The second one didn't do any damage, but Exorcist 3 had some casualties. And as the cherry on top, a known serial killer named Jeffrey Dahmer became obsessed with the movie, and it drove him to kill 17 men. Let's just hope they don't make another one.
What are they talking about? There are sequels to The Exorcist.
No, Exorcist 3. Another remake. Another, whatchamajiggy.
Well, the thing, okay. Sometimes it's not just the devil that apparently has a beef with the movie. If you believe in this kind of thing, God sometimes doesn't care for a film either.
He has a... You know what? If there is a God... I would imagine that if your God just chilling up and, just chilling wherever the fuck God's chill, if you didn't want something to go down, you would probably send a very hefty message.
Yeah. Now, the movie we're talking about, of course, is Passion of the Christ. Now, it's sort of a... This movie was, and I guess sort of is still, a bit of a controversial film.
Sure.
Mainly because it takes a story about Jesus' crucifixion and just like really stretches it out over 3 hours, focuses on the complete wrong aspects of the story instead of any kind of like tale of redemption or anything like that. It's basically you're watching this guy get the piss whipped out of him for a couple hours.
He gets
and
the Romans were not merciful,
and a lot of people didn't like the fact that it was sort of implied that this was all happening because of the Jews.
Yeah. They didn't like that too much.
Which, if there is a God, if all this, I would be a little pissed off considering that, hey, Jesus was a Jew, guys.
Yeah.
He was known as King of the Jews.
Yeah.
God damn it.
God damn it. But
And God did damn it.
Well,
because
he damned the fuck out of this movie.
Why don't you read off now? This is just what happened to one guy, the guy playing Jesus,
Jim Caviezel.
Jim Caviezel. Why don't you read off exactly what happened to him during production of that movie?
Oh, yeah, it's good. it gets good. Though some consider the events surrounding actor Jim Caviezel's portrayal of Christ in Mel Gibson's epic The Passion of the Christ to be more of a stern warning from God, it could be seen that the production was cursed, which still persists to this day. Actor Jim Caviezel suffered greatly during filming through being struck twice by... Twice!
He got struck twice?
By lightning!
By lightning.
Twice!
The odds of you being struck by lightning once in your life are astronomical. Being struck twice. You know, you should have bought that lottery ticket.
Yeah. Hypothermia, lung infections, pneumonia, an accidental whipping, a dislocated shoulder, and 8-hour makeup routines that left him with severe headaches and skin infections.
Yeah, and his career didn't do too well after the film either.
No.
Because he was going to play Superman until people said, we don't want Jesus playing Superman.
Yeah, that's what happens when people can't...
Even though,
separate.
even though with Brandon Routh as Superman, they basically did do the Jesus thing anyways.
Anyway, this made no fucking sense.
He came back.
And even though he remained professional and completed the picture, his own career has since been one disaster after another. Included in that is Mel Gibson himself, who suffered his own career-shaking meltdown, legal battles, severe alcohol addiction, and a disastrous breakup with longtime girlfriend, it was not long time, Oksana Grigorieva. Only now
in Hollywood, that's a long time.
I suppose.
Like, in Hollywood, a fucking month is a long time.
Yeah. Only now is his own career starting to show very mild signs of improvement.
Yeah.
So.
And like I said, maybe it's time to forgive Mel.
Yeah, we touched on it.
Until the next time he pisses everyone off.
Yeah. We all do silly shit. We all do sometimes really heinous shit. In this case,
I've said things I wish I could take back.
Yeah,
but I'm probably never going to be able to talk to those people again.
Well, it's just a situation like this where you really wish if this would have been Mel Gibson 10 years ago and some broad was trying to hook him in for whatever reason, you would hope that he would be in a right state of mind to be able to see the red flags and call the bitch out.
But he was probably also pissed off that he had agreed to do a movie called The Beaver
with a beaver puppet.
Yeah. That movie tanked.
It did hard.
Yeah.
Hard. Poltergeist.
Yeah, we were just talking about Poltergeist last week.
Yeah.
And you told me to shut up because I didn't know that we were doing a curse episode this week.
Well, we have arrived at that moment.
We have arrived.
Yes. One thing is for sure, you don't mess with the dead.
Yeah, that's the thing about this is, look, guys, props cost money, and to fabricate a human skeleton, it's a pricey thing.
Very
so
pricey.
Sometimes it's easier and cheaper to buy real skeletons from medical supply stores.
Because they're around.
Yeah, they're already cleaned. They're already hung up and articulated and put together. You don't have to pay someone for labor and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, it's already there for you.
So yeah, and why is that important with this right here? Well, if you've seen the movie Poltergeist, bless you again.
Thank you.
If you've seen the movie Poltergeist, you remember that scene where all these coffins started popping up and these dead bodies were falling out of them and shit like that? Yeah, those are real skeletons that they were using in those shots.
All because they wanted to save some money.
Which is funny because the entire reason that the poltergeist was attacking those homes was because that entire home development was built on top of a bunch of fucking graves. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the real estate company basically just moved the headstones and left the corpses underground.
It wasn't very nice. It wasn't very nice at all. Well, it is said
talk about being fucking cheap.
Yeah, right? It is said that the curse was brought upon the movie franchise because the producers of the movie taunted with the spirits. After about a month of production, JoBeth Williams found her pictures askew on the wall. Then lights flickered on and off on separate occasions, and random fires and accidents were not uncommon. Once the first movie was released, the curse began to take its toll. Dominic Dunn was killed at the age of 22, strangled to death by her ex-boyfriend. The sequel took away Will Sampson and Julian Beck, who died of stomach cancer and kidney failure.
Mm-hmm.
Heather O'Rourke, who played Carol Ann in all three Poltergeist movies,
Yep.
died during the third installation at the age of 12 from an acute bowel obstruction.
Yep.
The third movie bombed, and the trilogy was finished with plenty of victims left behind. Lame.
Yeah, and Craig T. Nelson.
Yeah, he's still around.
I know. I'm not saying that.
Well-
It's not a bad thing that he's still around. He's a good actor.
No,
it's just
yeah,
that.
he's Mr. Incredible. Goddammit.
Yeah. Okay. That's the curse. That's the best thing he's done.
Well,
He's a decent actor, and that's the best thing he's done since Poltergeist.
well, goddammit.
It's been a while, is what I'm saying.
Well, he
okay.
was good at it. He was good at.
He was in Coach, and I didn't really care for that.
Neither did I. Have you seen the 1955 movie Rebel Without a Cause?
Yes.
It is a wonderful film all about teen angst and whatnot. Well, if you know the leads in the cast being James Dean, Natalie Wood, and Sal Mineo, they're all dead.
Yep.
James,
we mentioned Salmoneo.
we mentioned all three of these people.
Well,
in our
we
podcast.
mentioned Salmoneo in the murder podcast,
and we
right?
did Natalie Wood in Tinseltown Tales in a previous episode. We haven't done James Dean yet, but we have mentioned him.
And Natalie Wood was an accidental death.
Yeah, James Dean died in the
Supposedly, nobody knows for sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
James Dean died in the car accident. Natalie Wood drowned off of Catalina Island, and Sal Mineo was stabbed to death outside of his West Hollywood apartment.
Yep.
At age 37. And if that wasn't enough, The Misfits, another movie where it's three leads. That was their
Okay.
last movie together. The Misfits would prove to be the last major film for its three stars: Clark Gable, Marilyn Monroe, and Montgomery Clift. This film had major locations throughout its production because of a heat wave in the Black Rock Desert. 59-year-old Clark Gable died of a heart attack 11 days after filming his own stunts in the heat. Monroe died of a drug overdose a year later, and Clift died 5 years later.
Well, I mean, yeah. I wouldn't. It's 5 years later.
Well, no,
That's past.
it's very far, but once again, it's a coincidence. These people are all linked.
Yeah.
It's like trying to say that Kevin Bacon is cursed because God knows how many people have died that are linked to him in
Kevin
some
Bacon is
fucking way.
cursed, though.
Oh,
He's cursed to be delicious.
Delicious all the time.
Kevin Bacon, the most delicious of actors.
Yes. God damn it, I agree. I want bacon. I want it now.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Now I come.
I really dig that fucking. It was some sort of cable, like Comcast commercial or something like that. Was it Comcast or
I have no idea.
no? It was Netflix. He was doing some sort of commercial where he was playing some guy in Middle America who was balding, and
Oh.
like how he had a Kevin Bacon obsession.
Nice.
You remember that, right?
I remember that. I just
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah. Oh my god.
It's like some people say that I kind of look like him.
It's like, oh, Kevin, you're adorable. I come to our last curse because it's the,
The
last.
last curse.
Because it's the last one on the list, and I gotta pee. So let's get through this. The Superman curse.
Whoa.
You see this big thing of water?
No one told you to guzzle
Well, I'm
down a
thirsty.
fucking 2 liter of water.
That's my second one today. I drink a lot of water.
Yeah, because you got to take care of your hypertension.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't have it anymore. My blood pressure is healthy. I just want to keep it that way.
Jesus Christ.
So they told me, because I never used to drink enough water, never, even when I played sports, I need to start drinking more water.
Now, what are the symptoms of hypertension, just in case people need to get checked?
Well, I'm going to do a public service announcement right now.
Public service announcement. Before we get to the Superman curse,
Okay, well, guys.
try not to be cursed in your, I don't know.
Your whatnot.
It has to do with peeing or something, right?
Well, guys, if you have a history of heart problems in your family and high blood pressure and hypertension, those you should be especially careful of the salt intake in your diet. If you start to experience migraines or sudden fluctuation of blood pressure, for instance, I knew I had to take my ass to the doctor when I had one of the worst migraines I ever experienced in my entire life. And couldn't sleep. Then I finally fell asleep. The migraine still didn't go away. I threw up for like several times, like 2 or 3 times.
Sure you weren't pregnant?
I was no. I could barely move. And then my Peter's mom put a little blood pressure monitor on me, and my blood pressure was like 184 or like 120 or something. I mean, something ridiculously high. So Took my ass to the doctor a few days later, and sure enough, when they tested it again, I had been doing nothing rigorous that day. Still high. Not as high, but still high. And that's when they told me that asked me questions about my diet, and basically I had to change my diet.
According to this test, you have the gay.
You basically, guys, just regular exercise, a balanced diet, cut down the fucking fast food to maybe 2-3 times a month at best, and you'll be all right. It's completely preventable even before you get to the medication and stuff. I don't take any meds for it, so it's great.
Okay.
I'm good. Superman.
And that was our health portion of
Yes.
the Tinseltown Tales
Go to
podcast.
your doctor, low salt, and exercise and stay healthy, man. There you go. The Superman curse.
And drink a lot.
Yes, water. Water's good for you.
Water's fine.
Yes.
Or bourbon.
Superman's
Look
curse.
at me, my pee's clean.
Oh, Jesus.
My
It
pee's
is.
clear.
It's clear. It is.
I like Lewis Black saying that. You're always like, oh, look at me, my pee's clear. It's because you pissed all the nutrients out of your brain.
Superman's curse referred to the unfortunate deaths of many actors who have played the role of Superman. Superman had been dropping dead since 1959 when George Reeves, who played Superman in the 1951 film Superman and the Mole Men, and he's also in an episode of I Love Lucy, which you probably have all seen.
Yeah.
As well as the
Great
television,
episode.
Great episode. As well as the television series Adventures of Superman was found dead from a gunshot to the head.
Yeah.
Still questionable as to how that gunshot got there.
Yeah, and actually, the movie,
Hollywoodland.
yeah, Hollywoodlands, it explores it
film.
very well.
Very good films.
And it speculates. It doesn't say for sure what happened, but there's because nobody knows for sure how it happened, what happened. It could have been a suicide, could have been a murder,
Who knows?
could have been a number of things. I don't know.
In 1963, U.S. President John F. Kennedy's staff approved a Superman story in which the hero had the president's physical fitness initiatives, but unfortunately Kennedy was shot and killed before the story came out. Christopher Reeve, who played Superman Clark Kent...
Oh, they're
Superman,
fucking attaching JFK
yes,
to the
they
Superman
are.
curse.
They had to reach for that one.
That's tenuous.
Yeah. Christopher Reeve, who played Superman Clark Kent in Superman 1, 2, 3, and 4 between 1978 and 1987, was paralyzed from the neck down after being thrown off his horse in a cross-country riding event in 1995. Reeve subsequently died in 2004 due to heart failure stemming from his medical condition. Even baby Superman wasn't immune to the curse. Lee Quigley, who played...
Baby Superman?
Yeah, Lee Quigley, who played baby Kal-El in this 1978 Superman movie,
Oh.
died in 1991 at the age of 14 after inhaling solvents.
Oh, the kid was getting high.
Yeah, he's getting high and died.
Does it talk about, what's her name, Margot Kidder?
No, it does not.
And how she went nuts?
No, well, no, it isn't.
Margot Kidder went insane.
Well, it doesn't say anything
Not
about-
insane. She had a meltdown.
Yeah, she had a meltdown.
Like a big ass meltdown.
Well, no.
I'm waiting for Brandon Routh to like, I don't know, start like just eat a turd sandwich or something. I don't know.
It was like the episode of South Park where...
Kate Bosworth.
No, the episode of South Park where the super nannies try to, teach Cartman how to behave. And the super nanny, like, she ends up being put in a mental institution. She ends up, like, eating her own feces out of the toilet. It's like, it's from him! Have you seen that episode?
No.
Oh, it's one of the best. It's called TIST, T-S-S-T, because after all the nannies fail, the dog whisperer...
Oh no, you know what? I have seen that one.
Yeah, the dog whisperer has to come in
You have
and...
to.
And he's like, suck my asshole, Taco Bender! It's awesome.
Holy Christ!
That's a quote. That is a quote from. That is a quote.
From Destiny.
That no. That is a
Destiny Lopez.
Shut up. That is a quote from the episode. You can look it up.
Okay.
He calls Cesar Milano Taco Bender. Okay. Him being Eric Cartman, a fictional character. So there you go.
Well, this episode was a little light this week.
okay.
There aren't a whole lot of curses.
That's okay because next week I got goodies.
Goodies.
I count down
Tricks or treats?
both.
Ooh. What?
Salacious.
Salacious.
Yes, I have
Salacious.
salacious. I am counting down my top horror movies.
You know what? Okay, since it's Tinseltown Tales, we should talk about our favorite old school horror movies.
That's what I'm going to do
Old
next
school.
week.
The Electric Tiara podcast, we should talk about our favorite modern horror movies.
I as well. Okay.
But the thing is, old school horror movies, what's the cutoff? What's the cutoff we should put on that?
Probably anything before 1980.
Before 1980.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well-
you heard it here, folks.
Yeah, next week I'll be doing my favorite classic horror movies, and our sister podcast, Electric Hour Podcast, will be doing our own modern list of horror movies, some of our faves.
Modern.
Yes. Well, that concludes this episode of Tinseltown Tales. You can check out our other episodes, as well as our other episodes of the Electric TR podcast on blip.tv and electrictr.com. We are on Facebook, Twitter, and something called Tumblr, where you can actually submit requests, and we might just take your
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean,
we might take your advice.
as long as, we deem it worthy.
Worthy. God damn
I,
it.
I don't care. I'll
We'll figure it
review
out.
anything.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I'm a whore.
Wow. Okay, you're on your own on that one. Other than that, don't be a whore, and until next time, be good.
And if there's something strange in your neighborhood, call the Ghostbusters. We're ready to believe you. Don't give me that fucking look.
What?